Hello fire signs, this is going to be your general mini cross reading for January 2020. This is an elemental reading, so this will be for the fire signs of Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading. The messages will not resonate with everyone, so I do suggest that you check back to the other elementals for your moon and rising sign, and of course check on the sun, moon, and rising signs for those people that you are involved with. If you are interested in a reading, because to really get into whatever's happening for you, and it doesn't have to be anything about this reading, you can get a reading anytime about anything that you so choose. You're simply going to click on the little eye over here. Let me move my hand one more time. That's going to pop up over there. Click on that and that'll take you directly over to the website. Look for tarot consultations on the main menu. You can read about delivery methods, how I do readings, and then there's several reading packages. Before I get started with the reading, there's a lot happening astrologically, and we're going to say from Christmas, we're going to go back 3 days. Today is December 8th, and we're going to go back 3 days, but there's a lot happening astrologically, and I think this is it's going to be important, not only on a personal level, but on a worldwide level as well. Due to the what do you call it? The astrological influences. Astrology doesn't compel people, it impels people. The ancients were really clever at noticing what happens up in the sky, kind of happens, affects life on earth, that as above so below kind of thing. Okay, and so to start, we are under a Venus retrograde. Now Venus is retrograde in Capricorn, all right, and she went retrograde on December 19th, and she'll stay retrograde until January 29th, and I think she travels all the way back to, I want to say, Sagittarius. Let me look here. Let me go back to January 29th. Let me step backwards. No, she travels all the way back to there it is. She travels all the way back to 11 Capricorn, and then she turns direct. So this is on January 29th, okay? And Venus retrograde is a really interesting aspect, and I'll talk to you a bit more about that. We are in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. There's the way the retrograde, and it doesn't matter what planet it is, okay, because there was a pre-shadow phase for Venus going retrograde, then she's gonna be retrograde, and then she's gonna go direct. So that's gonna be the post-retrograde phase. So no matter what planet is in retrograde, they go through those three phases: pre, actual retrograde, and then post. So we're in the pre-shadow phase of Mercury retrograde. That's a 2-week time period. He actually retrogrades on January 14th. He starts out in the sign of Aquarius, and then he too will travel back into Capricorn, okay? We have on January 2nd a new moon in Capricorn. So right there, it kind of should give you a clue. We have Venus in retrograde, Mercury's going to be there. We also have the new moon. Actually, Mercury won't be there until the 14th, but he's already making his way that way. So Capricorn's going to be a really interesting, this sign, it's going to be very interesting. I think it's going to be on a worldwide scale. So we have the new moon in Capricorn on January 2nd. Excuse me. Then on January 17th, we have the full moon in Cancer. And that's important because the very next day, on 18 January, the nodes will change signs. Now, the nodes stay in a sign for 18 months. So for the past 18 months, we've had North Node in Gemini, South Node in Sagittarius, right? Well, on the 18th, they're going to change North Node Taurus South Node Scorpio. Interestingly, we're going to have 2 new moons in the month of January. At the end of January, January 31st, we'll have a new moon in Aquarius, okay? And so I just kind of wanted to bring up that attention to you. On the website, I have, and you need to be a member to access this. If you log in and go to read the blog, the retrograde series, that's a really, really good series of articles because it talks about Mercury retrograde, Venus retrograde, Neptune retrograde, all of the things, what happens when it retrogrades in what particular sign. It gives you tips and tricks to try to help you through that. But then the other half of that is once it goes direct. Okay, so do read that article. You also need to read the article on the nodes. So I have a couple of articles, 2 or 3 articles perhaps, on the astrological nodes. What are they? What does it mean? And so when you go to the website, if you want to read about the nodes, go to the Look It Up feature. That's my search feature. And type in the astrological axes, A-X-E-S. I'm sorry, look up the nodes, okay? So then you want to look up the axes. Okay, so what are the axes? If you look at the natal wheel, if you look at the astrological wheel, there's pie slices, right? And it divides that wheel up into 12 houses. But every house is opposite the other. The first house is opposite the 7th house. The second house is opposite the 8th house. So those oppositions are axes. And so I have a couple of articles on the astrological axes. Again, that's spelled A-X-E-S. So type that in and it'll bring up those articles because that kind of explains what the opposition is, what this house means, what that house means, and the tension against them, the opposition between the two. And I think it's important for you guys to understand some of the terms and the terminology that I'm using. So I have a lot of articles on the website to try to help you understand those things, okay? So please do, if you are not a member, you can join. I have 3 different levels of membership. One is a $7 for 30 days. It is non-recurring. Okay, and that way if you want to come in, you can access the videos, you can read some articles for 30 days. If you like it, great. If you don't, it doesn't cost you anything but $7. Then I have the 6th month for $28. That is recurring. And then I have the 1 year for $50, and that is recurring. Those recurring memberships you can cancel, you can pause, or you can, whatever you need to do. All right, but only you can do that from your account. All right. And usually the website will send you out information when your membership is about to expire. And then you can simply log in. Don't wait till after it's ended. Log in, go to your account, click on subscriptions, and then click that link and it'll take you over to cancel the membership. You can even pause it. Say, for instance, you're traveling and you don't have time to look at the website. You can go in there and you can pause it. Okay, for however long you need. And then when you come back, you resume it. Okay, it does change the billing cycle. So. Okay, now that I've said that, I think it's important for me to try and tap into the energy between, let's go back to Christmas. Okay, I think Christmas was rather stressful for lots of people. Do I travel? Do I stay home? Do I have my family and friends come over? For those of you who travel, you are now stranded. I was talking to you guys about that earlier, going, when Mercury retrograde comes, it's weather, and then we had Mars and Sagittarius, that whole idea about the COVID spreading rapidly. Nobody saw the Omicron coming, but there it was. And so there's a lot happening. And so I'm going to try to look back from Christmas out to the end of January. Okay, I have with me the Radiant White deck. I have with me La Vida Sibila for clarification should we need. And you will get the opportunity to wrap the reading up with a Golden Nostradamus, okay? So let me turn the camera around. I started recording yesterday, and then when I went to edit, I had no sound. You know why? Because it is Mercury retrograde. That's why. Okay. So what are, I think that particularly with the nodes changing, this is going to be the idea of your money, your values, your value systems versus the resources, financial resources you have in conjunction with other people. And I will say, because I've already recorded the individual readings, that the majority of them were talking about relationships, and relationships come up under the planet of Venus. So Venus in Capricorn, this is going to be about that whole thing about Capricorn, and then the full moon in Cancer. That's an axis, okay? And what that, see, Capricorn and Cancer, that's an axis. Sagittarius and Gemini, that's an axis. Taurus and Scorpio, that's an axis. Aries and Libra, that's an axis. So do read about the axes. So this is going to, particularly this Cancer Capricorn full moon, and all of these planets, along with Pluto, because we've had the Venus-Pluto conjunction now at 25 Capricorn. And I was reading a lot of people on Twitter were talking about how scary that aspect was. No aspect is scary. It can be difficult, but you can navigate it if you know what to look for. Okay? And so this is about career versus home. That's what that's going to be about. Capricorn versus Cancer. Career and work versus home. All right? This is going to be about your own personal finances versus that money that you receive through payouts, insurance payouts, alimony, child support, inheritances. Okay? That money that you get from other people. All right? But it has a sexual component. What I mean by that is there's always some kind of sexual connection to the house of Scorpio. So whether this is through relatives or spouses or whatever the case may be. All right. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, this message is not, these messages will not resonate with everyone. One more rifle. Oh, see, I knew I had that reading cloth for a reason. I'm able to actually show you what I was talking about. All right, here we go. First card down. What is at the heart of the matter? The Ace of Swords. What is the foundation of this issue? The Ace of Cups. So now I have two aces. What is the energy of the near or distant past? The Hermit. What is the unknown energy that may come in for the month from now through the month end of January? Wow. The Ace of Pentacles. And I'm going to tell you why I'm saying wow. And what is the energy of the near or distant future? Wow. It's the Hanged Man. The reason why I'm saying wow is because when I did this reading yesterday with no sound, I had three aces come out. And I was wondering if the story was going to repeat itself. The only difference is, instead of the Ace of Cups, it was the Ace of Wands. Now, what else is different is that over here I had the Eight of Wands. So now this tells me that something has slowed down just between yesterday and today. This is the sign of Virgo and the planet Mercury. This is the sign of Neptune, which rules the moon. Okay? I mean, which rules the sign of Pisces. Sorry, the moon. Three aces. This is important. What is over the entire reading? Look. 4 aces. I mean, but it's sandwiched between this. I don't know what's happening. I need to get a better understanding of it. Well, that's interesting. 2 aces speak to a wedding. Okay, or commitment. This right here, traditionally the ancients looked at the the ancient interpretation is a formal proposal of marriage. See how the wreath is up there on the thing? So if 2 aces speak to a wedding, 3 aces speak to legal action about a financial matter. 4 aces tells of the best fortunes in your finances and your career sector. Okay? So remember how I was talking to you about home versus work? Yes. And there's really hardly nothing for me to say about this. There's kind of nothing to say about these 4 aces. I'm just going to go through here to see if I can come up with any additional information with the aces being next to each other. There's nothing. I mean, I'm really shocked that they presented themselves again, but this time with an additional ace. Okay, and let me get over here because the Pentacles came out again too. Isn't that crazy? The Ace of Pentacles. Okay, it doesn't tell me anything. So, just to start, the Ace of Swords, just going to give you a few. Sometimes the Ace of Swords can be the excessive degree of everything, worrying about stuff, okay? But basically, it says that a window of opportunity is opening. It tells you to pay attention so that you do not miss it. It says, be sure something is about to change and will have far-reaching consequences when this card appears, because it is a card of great force and power. It tells that if you want changes in your life, then it is up to you to make them. So it implies it is a time of new beginnings and asks that you put the past behind you in order to be able to move forward toward a prosperous time. It indicates success is now taking effect. Therefore, all worries will disappear in short time. Long-term goals and plans should be made. And it is a most auspicious time. Put your energies towards new ideas and concepts. That is the Ace of Swords. Here with the Ace of Cups, speaks about changes on the domestic front that may involve even a new home or a change of residence. New people entering your life. Tells that an offer or a gift may be forthcoming in the future. It encourages you to attend to the finer details of a new project in order for it to come to successful fruition. Financial affairs improving. Maybe telling of a pregnancy or a marriage, this Ace of Cups. Okay? The Ace of Pentacles. You know, I was so worried that the message would not come through, but obviously you are meant to have this reading. The Ace of Pentacles. It says that it may be foretelling of success and material gain and indicates prosperity combined with pleasure and beauty. There is a realization of one's goal when this card appears. It indicates that fate may hand you a financial gain, and it implies that much needed funds will come in at the most appropriate time. Expect an important document, letter, fax, or email in the coming days, as this will form the basis of a new and prosperous beginning. An award, degree, diploma, accolade, certificate, letter, or important legal document is on its way into your life. Its contents will please you, as it signifies recognition for work well done. This may be something that you have been waiting for. I'm telling you. The Ace of Wands. And then I'm going to give you another meaning of the 4 aces. The Ace of Wands says, it can indicate that a new venture or unexpected opportunity presents itself, which may create much clarity and excitement. A new job or career is a distinct possibility. It asks that you remain alert to positive offers in any form of communication. This is a message to accept all offered invitations and to look out for a letter, email, or telephone call, which can herald great news. Accept any invitations offered, whether social or work related, because remember, opportunity can come from any source. So again, if 2 aces tell of a wedding, then 3 aces tells of a legal action about a financial matter. But 4 aces tells of the best of fortunes in your finances and your career sector. So I had to repeat that because you see it here. Okay? So my idea is, what is this kind of slow energy moving about? Here, 4 aces, a complete first, a new type of lover or relationship, or starting over. Okay, let me go back. So this is the second indication of the aces. 2 aces speak to harmonious changes and communication and the need to make a choice. 3 aces speak to extreme luck and perhaps pregnancy. But 4 aces speak to a complete first, a new type of lover or relationship, and or starting over. I'm sorry. 2 aces, let me start over. 2 aces speak to a new partnership. 3 aces, extreme luck or pregnancy. And 4 aces, a complete first. So this is a new type of lover or relationship, or simply starting over. So that whole idea about a marriage or wedding. Now, what I will say, in the reading yesterday, this here was the Hierophant, which is also a marriage card. But the Hierophant is also a card of contracts. Okay? He represents the sign of Taurus. So what I want to do is see if I can pull out a bit of information about this Hermit, who is a 9. The Hermit asks you to be a seeker of knowledge. The message of the Hermit is seek and ye shall find. With excellent forethought, proper planning, and a willingness to study, you will achieve your goals with ease. Trust your abilities on all levels. It may be telling you that a material object or a spiritual desire may come to fruition. This is the Hermit. It implies that you may have recently experienced difficulties that resulted in loneliness and isolation. But it also says that guidance and assistance are available to you. You must, though, keep in mind that your actions are your responsibility. So use this time wisely to reflect upon your actions, because something major is about to change for you. This looks like a reboot on every level, emotionally, mentally, financially, and the desire and the willpower. Okay, so the Hanged Man. Now, I think what the Hanged Man is telling me is that you're going to be in a position after whatever the changes are that come through, that you're going to need to stop and take a rest and reflect before you move on. Okay? It also says be prepared for big changes within your home and family life and or your career sector. The Hangman tells you to be prepared for new and innovative ideas that will bring about a positive change. So, I mean, we see it here. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to pull any other cards here. I don't look at these 2 cards as negative. In fact, all major arcana cards are pretty much yes cards. okay, like these aces. And I just think what the cards are saying is that if this is the near and distant past, you've been seeking for answers, searching for answers, trying to find the truth. Maybe you've been studying. I don't know. Maybe you've been focused on changing things in your life for yourself. The opportunity to do something new, but financially. This is a new way of thinking or new ideas and communications coming to you. This is the purging of old emotions and the bringing forth of new emotions. This is the new desire, okay? The new willpower and energy that you're going to have to take up in order to accept these changes. And here with the Hangman, this whole idea of trying to put it all into perspective for yourself. Okay. Now, I'm going to give you the opportunity to, that's an incredible reading. Now, this can't be true for every fire sign person out there. Okay. I do get the sense that for some of you, this may be some kind of legal issue. So this could be, say, for instance, you've been waiting for your divorce to come final and get your alimony or get your child support. Or maybe you just sold a piece of property and you're waiting for the proceeds of that. Maybe this is an inheritance that is coming to you. Okay. And you're going to have to kind of put all of that in perspective before you move forward. I do think whatever this is, it's going to be literally life-changing for you. If this is a marriage, it's going to be life-changing for you. This says that you and or the person have been perhaps single for a long time, the Hermit. Okay. And then once this merger or this wedding or this new partnership comes through, you're really going to be in position to look at things from a different perspective. Okay. And so I think that's a fantastic message. It is the fish. Now, in olden days, the fish implied plenty, right? So the card is speaking in more than one way. Now this says, once you have let gossip fly, the tales you can never again belie. Silence will bring counsel and will not expose you to the attacks of others. Stop often and think, stand still and reflect quietly. It will lead to the discovery of the right path to be taken. Stop, stand still, and think carefully. And both of these are cards of meditation, by the way. Okay. I think it's interesting that one is standing up and the other one is upside down. I think that's quite interesting. Okay. So there you have it. Fire signs for January 2022. I'm really pleased to bring that message. I'm glad that it repeated itself. I was really worried about that. So until next time, be well, stay safe, and namaste. And don't forget, you can click on the eye to go over to the website. Bye.